Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.
Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. Viewers, we have heard it all. Arguments both in favor and against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. CAB is set to be passed any moment, and thousands of minority Hindus who had fled India's immediate neighborhood, particularly Bangladesh due to religious persecution, will get Indian citizenship. But has the union government's move to bring this bill sharpened the fault lines in the Northeast? Has the Northeast been divided as never before? Has the decision to fix December 2014 as the cutoff date for such persecuted immigrants to gain Indian citizenship violative of the Assam Accord that had 1971 as the cutoff date? To discuss the contentious issue on a day when the entire Northeast was hit by the NESO-sponsored Bund that witnessed violent scenes as well, I am joined from Guwahati by veteran Congress leader and former Chief Minister, Mr. Tarun Gogoi. ASU Chief Advisor Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee also joins me from Guwahati. From Shillong, I am joined by NESO Chairman Samuel Jirwa. This has been a busy day for him. Khasi Students Union General Secretary Donald Thaba is also with me in Shillong. And lone BJP minister in the Conrad Sangma-led cabinet, Mr. A.L. Haq, also joins me from Shillong. From Imphal, I am joined by UCM and Kokomi leader Khuraiza Mathoba, and K. Debabrata, Manipur Congress spokesman, is also there in Imphal. And at the studios in Guwahati, I have Aman Wadud, advocate, with me. And I will also be joined by Assam BJP spokesman Rupam Goswami shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Northeast Tonight. I'll go straight to you, Mr. Tarun Gogoi. The Citizenship Amendment Bill is soon going to be passed and it will become a law. There is protest and ball throughout the Northeast today. My question to you, do you think the protests are going to die down? Do you think the protests are going to fade away? What do you think the government, is worried about the protest, or at least worried about the protest? What is your take, Mr. Tarun Gogoi?
I don't think protests will die down. The protests will grow.
Okay.
Though the bill is passed, although everybody knew it before also, since the BJP had the majority, and since it will be decided by the majority of the ruling party, that knew it. In spite of that, why the people of Assam, all sections, irrespective of political affiliation or other differences, all whether it is a Sahitya Sabha or youth, students, artists, everybody, spontaneously, they came out to the streets.
Yeah.
So it is a clear indication that it will not die down. In fact, it is growing every day because everybody has realized that this bill will definitely destroy our culture, heritage, language. So the people of Assam, they have realized it and they will fight for it. Earlier also, they fought for it, for revival of Assamese language in our state. After that, I was also a student, even for state language for Assamese, we fought it, even refinery, and every agitation we fought, we were successful. This time also, yes, this time, because of the brute majority, the way they want to ignore the Assam sentiment, people's what you call rightful culture.
Okay, you have heard it. Rupam Goswami, Assam BJP spokesman, with me on the phone line live. Rupam Goswami, you have heard veteran Congress leader Mr. Tarun Gogoi saying that this agitation is not going to die down and the central government is absolutely ignoring the sentiments of the people of Assam. Are you going to defend the indefensible? Rupam Goswami, can you really defend this?
Mr. Wasbir, that Tarun Gogoi in 2012 has given a memorandum to the government of India that these the people, those who live in Bangladesh, the minorities, they should treat as a citizenship and they should be given a citizenship. Not only that, in 2003, Dr. Manmohan Singh in the Rajya Sabha said that if necessary, the constitution may be changed, but these people should be granted citizens. Not only that, during the partition time, even Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, even Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay, let's not go into Rupam. Rupam Goswami, let us not go into history, but are you going to ignore the protest on the streets across Assam? Can you ignore the protest?
No, definitely look. In the very beginning, there was some rumors. They had said that 1 crore 90 lakh people from Bangladesh. But in actually, after the NRC, it has come to the light that only 5 lakh people of such kind. And very interestingly, only 7 lakh Muslims are, their name are not there in the NRC. So, do you think that there was only 7 lakh Muslims as of now? That means in during that time it was many of Muslims, I mean to say, about the migrated Muslims from Bangladesh. I'm talking about them. So, where is the agenda? Who set the agenda?
Who set the agenda?
We are going.
Okay, you are taking the easy way out. You are trying to blame the Congress party. Mr. Rupam Goswami, hold on. Don't disconnect because you are on this live debate. Aman Wadud, why is this, today, we have seen the 11-hour Bandh called by the NESO. ASU is an important part of it. There's been widespread protest in Assam. We have also seen some violent scenes which we had not seen before during the Assam Bandh and all. My question is not that. My question is, why is this spontaneous people? Why are people coming out on the streets? What is their main fear? What is their main anger? Can you explain it?
Well, firstly, I would like to counter what Mr. Rupam Goswami has said. He said that there are 5.5 lakhs Hindu Bangladeshi who has been excluded from the NRC. Who gave them this figure? No one, I mean, NRC have not disclosed any kind of figure. I really wonder from where he got this figure. In same breath, he says only 7 lakhs Muslims have been excluded. If you see the NRC list, most of the people who have been excluded are mostly citizens of India. Parents in, children out are a phenomena. Coming to your question, we have seen today in all over Assam and Northeast, there is a spontaneous protest. And not everyone is coming on the street because of under banner of any organization. People have come out on their own protesting this unconstitutional bill, which is against the Article 14 of the Constitution of India and the basic structure of the Constitution of India.
But are they angry in the northeastern region more than elsewhere in the country? Are there specific reasons for the northeastern region? Would you like to explain that, Aman?
There is because Assam has seen an Assam movement where 6 years there was a protest against illegal migrants. There was an Assam Accord which says that anyone who came to Assam before 25th March 1971 should be detected and deported.
Yeah.
Now this government is giving a red carpet to those illegal migrants. That is why Assam and entire Northeast is so angry.
Okay, hold your thoughts. I'm coming back to you. Let me go to Shillong, where I have senior BJP leader, minister in the Conrad Sangma cabinet, Mr. A.L. Heck. Mr. Heck, organizations like NESO called a bandh today. That obviously means that NESO is not convinced with your party government's view that CAB will not impact tribal states in like Meghalaya, including Meghalaya, that scheduled tribe states are not going to be affected, the states under the 6th schedule are not going to be affected. So what is your explanation, Mr. Heck?
See, we are from the day one only in our MDA government, in the cabinet, MDA alliance partner also we decided and also the cabinet also we say that the CAB it should be outside the purview of the state of Meghalaya.
Okay, hold on. I am also joined from Shillong now, Mr. Samuel Jirwa, the chairman of the Northeast Students Organization, Donald Thaba, general secretary of the Khasi Students Union, two important student leaders from the Northeastern region. Samuel Jirwa, obviously, yesterday the union government introduced and passed the Citizenship Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha. It is only a matter of time when it becomes a law. You carried out that movement. You enforced the 11-hour ban today across the Northeastern region. Why are you not convinced with the assurance of the central government that CAB, you have nothing to fear, although CAB is going to be implemented? Why are you not convinced? Samuel.
Well, you see, when we met the Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, in Delhi, he assured that the ILP states will not be affected by implementation of the CAB and also the 6th schedule areas. But our contention is that if the 6th schedule can protect against the illegal migration, why do in Meghalaya, which we have been having the 6th schedule since 1952, we've had disturbances due to illegal migration in the 1979 and also 1987, the 1990s onwards. Until now, the state of Meghalaya is still facing the brunt of the illegal migration, in which the population in Shillong, the indigenous people are being reduced to half now the number compared with other non-tribals. So I don't see that the 6th schedule area or the provisions of 6th schedule can protect our state, all those areas following the 6th schedule, to be protected from the impact of this contentious Citizenship Amendment Bill. All right,
Donald Thaba, do you have a different view? The central government leaders are repeatedly telling us that, they're repeatedly saying that there is nothing to fear. CAB, now they're saying that only 6 lakh people in Assam are going to get citizenship if CAB comes. So there is nothing to fear. That is the statement given by the top BJP leaders. So they are also saying that those states under the 6th schedule and those covered by inner line permit regulations are nothing to fear. Now, then why are you continuing with the hesitation? What is your view?
You see, I agree with the chairman of the Northeast Students Organization. From what the BJP leader is saying, it is understood that he has not done his homework properly. He has not goes into the pros and cons of the 6th schedule in Meghalaya. I will speak about Meghalaya. Okay, they might say that 95% of the area is covered under 6th schedule. But I believe that 6th schedule is in fact a tool to empower the tribal community in terms of development, administration. The 6th schedule is not empower, it is the power to combat illegal immigration influx is very less, it's very poor, it's very limited. So I believe that because what the chairman had said earlier, that we have been fighting against illegal immigration ever since the inception of the 6th schedule, until date also we're fighting against illegal immigration. So we think that the BJP government is just doing that as an eyewash. Even ILP states also, I believe that they will be affected by CAB once it is implemented fully.
Okay, that's a very interesting statement by Donald Thaba. Even states covered by the inner line regulations are going to be affected by the Citizenship Amendment Bill. I'm coming to you, Mr. Debabrata in Imphal. Just give me a minute. Samuel Jirwa in Shillong. Samuel Jirwa, what are the options do you have? Today, you cannot every time go and call a bund. What are the options before you? Are you going to move the courts? Because you cannot, bring normal life to a halt frequently in the Northeast. Today was a stray case, but what are the other options that you have, Samuel Jirwa?
Well, you see, today's band is just a kind of protest and to show to the government of India that the indigenous peoples of the Northeast are united. And we are opposing this imposition of the CAB on the indigenous peoples of the Northeast. This is a show of the unity of the indigenous peoples of the Northeast, irrespective of the different states that we belong to. And the government of India should take this as a very clear message that the indigenous peoples of Northeast are not going to accept the CAB. And also, what is
That's
the way
okay,
forward?
but what are the options?
This is another
but
political
yes, that's
injustice
fine.
meted
That's
out.
fine. That's fine. But what options do you have? Is moving the courts also an option?
Well, as NESO, we will meet and we will take will take all possible priorities and options that is available to us,
Okay.
including to move the Supreme Court of India against this contentious bill.
Oh, NESO has declared, this is breaking story, this is breaking news. NESO is going to move the Supreme Court against the contentious Citizenship Amendment Bill. That is the breaking story coming on Notice Tonight at this point in time. Viewers, NESO Chairman Samuel Jirwa has just said on this program that the NESO will move the Supreme Court to challenge the Citizenship Amendment Bill. But my question to you, Samuel Jirwa, you have been saying that you are leading a democratic, non-violent protest. But today, take the case of Assam, there has been violent incidents. Your supporters on the streets, they took people out from the cars, they vandalized vehicles. What's going on? This is not expected. Is this acceptable? Samuel Jirwa.
Well, all this is, the blame on this goes to the government of India. They have been provoking the indigenous peoples of the Northeast. They have been serving us only with political injustice. This is only expected if the people are pushed to the wall and they can no longer push the sentiments of the people to the wall. And all this happens because of the ignorance that the government of India has been ignoring our sentiments.
Do you think
the sentiment of the people of the whole of the northeastern region?
Mr. Samuel Jirwa, do you think unruly elements have infiltrated your movement? Do you think your movement is being hijacked by certain people? Do you think so?
Well, you see, as NESO, we do not condone violence. That is very, very clear. But at the same time, if the government of India keep pushing and, trying our patience from time to time, the people, the ordinary people, the common people, the indigenous people of the Northeast will not take this lying down. So this is a clear message to the government of India that if they do not listen to the voice and sentiments and respect the sentiments and the citizens of the northeastern region, things might get from bad to worse.
But as a responsible student leader, as a responsible and respected student leader, Mr. Samuel Jirwa, are you going to appeal to your supporters across the Northeast, including Assam, not to take the law in your own hands?
Well, as Students' Union and as chairman of NESO, we are having a peaceful democratic movement. So let us maintain the peaceful atmosphere of the whole of the northeastern region, and the government of India also should appreciate the patience that we have been having towards the government of India, and also they, from their side also, should take proactive measures to tie down all this tension that has been prevailing.
Thank you. I think that is a very important statement coming from the NESO chairman that it's a democratic movement that they believe in, and they have also asking the people to launch a democratic movement, but at the same time warning the government not to take things lying down. Mr. Debabrata, Congress spokesperson in Imphal, Mr. Debabrata, the government in Manipur has declared a holiday today. They're saying that, you have to celebrate the inner line permit, which the announcement has been made in Parliament by the central government. Now, is it as simple as that? Do you think inner line regulation is going to reduce the impact or neutralize the impact of the Citizenship Amendment Bill? Do you agree that Manipur has nothing to fear now?
No, that is completely wrong. It is government's perception that inner line permit system may relieve the state of the CAB impact. It is their opinion and they are celebrating it. They camouflage the damage that CAB may come or the implications of the CAB. People believe it will affect the state. So they are trying to mislead the people. All those celebrating the extension of inner line permit are the BJP people and the government people. Government means the people who are ruling now. It is their team only. See, today we have also the 11-hour there's a blockade protest declared by the NESO. People are not coming out on the street. Nobody is there participating in the celebration that government of Manipur is now holding. So
Okay.
the public is not with the government.
So you are
Public
saying that
well aware whether it be inner line permit is there. No, inner line permit is there or not. It will affect, CAB will affect the state. Because
Okay.
we have been believing.
All right, hold your
that
thoughts.
Assam
Hold your
may cost,
thoughts.
these things.
Hold your
that-
thoughts,
yeah.
Debabrata,
Yeah.
please hold your thoughts. Khuraiza Mathoba, one of the leading civil society leaders in Manipur, leader of the Youth United Committee and Kokomi. Mr. Khuraiza Mathoba, are you not celebrating the announcement made by Mr. Amit Shah in Parliament that inner line permit is going to be extended to Manipur? Why are you still worried?
Well, see, we didn't celebrate. It's not time to celebrate for now. Of course, up to some extent, the people of Manipur is satisfied with the extension of inner line permit system in the state of Manipur. Having said that, it is also our prime concern that the entire northeastern region needs to be sanitized from CAP. Because if your neighbor is being filled with epidemics, you cannot sleep tight in your own home when your neighbor is on epidemic. Therefore, if anything can happen in our neighbors, then we have to look forward to that, and we will also try to sort out how to move forward. Of course, we do welcome the verdict of the House that the inner line permit system has been extended in the state of Manipur.
Okay.
That is also one of the key demands of the state of Manipur.
All right.
And we have been demanding this for quite, in decades. We have been demanding this for quite some time. But having said that, it cannot be considered as a foolproof measures to protect ourselves from the impact of CAP.
But today we have seen lot of people marching the streets of Imphal celebrating the announcement that inner line permit is coming to Manipur. So do you think that is an attempt to camouflage, as Congress spokesman Debabrata has said?
No, actually, that was the initiative of the ruling government. And of course, they also have the, a right to, express in the way they think it's, whether it's to be celebrated or not, it's up to them. Therefore, they consider it's a celebrating, kind of this thing. So they have taken their, this thing. They have taken their move. It's up to the government, the ruling government, and the parties.
Okay,
so,
Athoba, hang on. Let me quickly, let me, yes, Khuraizam, just hold on. Mr. Tarun Gogoi, last time, this is the CAP protest 2, second edition of protest over the Citizenship Amendment Bill. Last time there was massive protest, till the BJP won 9 of the 14 Lok Sabha seats. Do you think this time they could, do you think this time could be different? Do you think CAB will impact 2021 assembly polls in Assam? Mr. Tarun Gogoi.
You see, last time also it was not a major issue. This time definitely, since the bill is passed. Last time it was not passed. So people feel little saved. So this time, since the bill is passed, so definitely, you see, unless it will turn into the votes, unless we reject the BJP, so definitely, you see, they will claim it.
Yeah.
Even last election, how much percentage they got it? You see, they got 36 something, Congress got 35 also. Not
Okay.
that they got a big margin also. And if you compare the total percentage of the alliance government, they didn't get 60%, they didn't get less than 50%.
Okay.
You see the total number of votes, though it was not a major issue.
Okay. Rupam Goswami, okay, we'll come back to you. Mr. Tarun Gogoi, the government is now saying that, Mr. Gogoi, government is saying that most parts of the Northeast won't be affected by CAB because the inner line permit is in force there. Manipur too is now going to be covered by inner line. So is inner line a protector of states against CAB?
I don't think, because otherwise why there is a protest? Even where there is an inner line, there is a protest also. Even They know, even they got the assurance in Manipur also, why all the NASO, why they are protesting, though there is even Arunachal, there is a inner line permit, Nagaland, there is an inner line permit, in spite of all, why they are hesitating. You see, inner line permit, yes, to some extent, but that inner line permit or exclusion of the Northeast, that means Assam is going to be a dumping ground by excluding all those states.
Yes.
As per Amit Shah's statement, yes.
Okay.
Then the 100% will be dumped or 100% will come to Assam, where they will go. So,
you also believe in
so
the dumping ground theory?
It is a far more dangerous game. So it is a clear indication. Earlier also, it is Assam who took the burden of the refugee, even after partition, even in case of Assam Accord. Other states, they didn't take the burden of refugee.
Yes.
Earlier also, how much burden we could do. Already we have got an overburden.
Now, Mr. Heck in Shillong, Mr. A.L. Heck, you are among the rare BJP leaders. You are among the rare BJP leaders, or for that matter, the BJP in Meghalaya has done unprecedented. You said that northeastern states, you told your central leadership that the northeastern states should be left out of the purview of CAB. What is going to be your stand now, Mr. Heck?
See, if you see that recently all the political leaders of the different political parties and also all the NGOs, they have met the Honorable Union Home Minister in Delhi, discussing about the CAB introducing for the whole state, for the whole Northeast, particularly for our states, Meghalaya. So, on the discussion, the Honorable Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah ji has clearly said that the scheduled area of Meghalaya will be exempted. So, since the scheduled area in Meghalaya is covered of the total area of 97%, so the normal area is only covered 3% of the entire states.
Okay.
Since it is 97 as scheduled area, it will be exempted from the purview of the CAB. Then I also appeal to our national leader and the NDA government led by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. When you have exempted 97%, why not exempted the entire state, which is left only for 3%? That is my appeal.
All right. I'll have to go for a short break, but don't go away. We are in the middle of this very engaging discussion on the CAB impact. I'll be right back after this very short commercial. Welcome back. I am now joined by ASU Chief Advisor, Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee. Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharjee, you have been an extremely busy man throughout the day today. Are you satisfied with the impact of the band?
Actually, the central government tried to divide the people of Northeastern region. But today, the people of Northeastern region had passed a very strong message to the government of India that Northeast is one. It's a strong message to the government of India. And at any cost, we won't accept CAB. It's a strong message to the government of India. Because CAB is protecting the interests of the illegal Bangladeshis, violating the Assam Accord. It's a communal, it's unconstitutional. So at any cost, we won't accept this CAB. And it is a strong message to the central government also. If CAB is bad for the inner line covered area, if the CAB is bad for the 6th schedule area, how this CAB can be good for the other parts of Assam and other parts of Northeastern region? That's the question. So, though politically 7 states Northeast is divided into 7 states, but mentally, emotionally, we are one. That is a strong message to the government of India. But government of India should realize there is also part of the country beyond Calcutta. That is Northeast. But government of India never thinks that there is a part of the country beyond Calcutta. But today, 7 states unitedly had launched a strong protest against CAP. Now, the central government should realize the impact of the protest launched by the indigenous people of northeastern region.
Right. Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, that means you are not convinced. We have Samuel Jirwa on the show. We have Donald Thaba on the show, your colleagues in the Northeast Students Organization. We have got a very huge panel. We have got the former Chief Minister, Mr. Tarun Gogoi. We have senior BJP leader, A.L. Haq. We have Advocate Aman Wadud on the program. Samujal Bhattacharjee, that means you are not convinced with the statement made by the central government that Northeast has nothing to worry, particularly the 6 scheduled states have nothing to worry because CAB will take only 6 lakh people in Assam. That is the figure given by the government leaders.
See, our NESO chairman Samuel Jirwa is there and other leaders of NESO competent organization is there. Central government tried to divide the people of Northeast region, but as per the call of Northeast Student Organization, the indigenous people of Northeast had passed a very strong message that we are one, we are all united. And the central government had tried to divide the people of Assam in the name of Inner Line Permit area and 6 schedule area. So we have a question to the central government. If CAB is bad for the Inner Line covered area, if CAB is bad for the 6 schedule area, how this CAB can be good for other parts of northeastern region?
Now,
that's our question.
Now,
by this way,
Dr. Bhattacharjee,
protect the illegal Bangladeshi vote bank.
Now, you are accusing the government of trying to build up a Bangladeshi vote bank. Are you now going to demand inner line permit for the whole of Assam? Is ASU going to demand inner line permit for the whole of Assam? Is it going to be one of your demands?
No, it's not a new demand. The Northeast Student Organization, NESO and all Assam Students Union, we are demanding inner line permit for Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Manipur and whole of northeastern region.
But
yesterday the Manipur was declared as a inner line covered area. We had already demand. It's a long-standing demand. It's not a new demand.
So if Manipur is declared, why not Assam? Is that your question? If Manipur is declared, why not Assam? Is that one of your questions?
Why not Assam? Why not Meghalaya? Why not Tripura? Why not Northeast? That is the question. Northeast one ILP. It's a long-standing demand of Northeast Student Organization.
Now, another thing, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, I am sure you would definitely like to answer this question. I am sure you would want to answer this question. Now, today the band has a huge impact in the northeastern region, but there were some elements of violence. Do you think some unruly elements have infiltrated your movement? Do you think the agitation has, some people are trying to hijack the movement?
See, we are believer of Gandhian path of movement. That's very clear. NESO, ASU and AD are all component organizations. That's very clear. Number 2, today the government of India and government of Assam should realize people had come out to the streets. Why? To express their resentment. That should be realized by the government of India and government of Assam. And the government of Assam, they should stop to give this provocative statement. Some of the ministers of the government of India, government of Assam, they are giving provocative statement. They should stop it. And at the same time, we are believers of a Gandhian movement and will continue this peaceful democratic movement.
What is your appeal? What is your appeal? What is your appeal? Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, what is your appeal to the protesters? What is your appeal today to your supporters? What is it that you would like to tell your supporters?
Yeah. The movement must be peaceful, disciplined, democratic movement. It's very clear. And we have closely observed the whole situation. And in some areas, somebody had tried to create some situation. We have the knowledge. But at the same time, I'll tell you, our movement will be peaceful, democratic and disciplined movement. Because we have full faith on the people of Assam and Northeast. Because people of Assam and Northeast wants a peaceful, democratic, disciplined movement. At the same time, we'd like to warn the central government and state government. They should show their respect to the non-violent movement. They're provoking the people. They should stop provoking the people. It's very clear. But I will assure you that we have full faith on the people of Assam and Northeast. People of Assam and Northeast have a faith on the non-violent, disciplined, organized movement, and we'll continue with that stream.
Okay. Okay. Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, I request you to give me a couple of more minutes. I know you can continue writing your statement, whatever you are writing. I'll come back to you in 2 to 3 minutes' time. Please don't disconnect. Mr. Samuel Jirwa, if inner line was declared yesterday for Manipur, do you think they could have declared it for the whole of the Northeast? Do you think government could have declared it inner line regulation for the whole of the Northeast?
Well, you see, the demand for the inner line permit, as our advisor has rightly said, is not a new thing. It's a very long pending demand of the NESO and also of the different component organizations to introduce the inner line regulation in different states of the whole of northeastern region.
Yeah.
Now that Manipur yesterday was announced that will be covered under the ILP regulation, we also demand that the different states, Assam, Meghalaya, and also Tripura, to come under the ILP regulation.
Right. Right. Donald Thaba, what is your view on this?
You see, with regards to the inner line permit or the Eastern Bengal Frontier Regulation 1873, the demand has been made since the time of our former leaders like Bull and Lungdo, late Bull and Lungdo, in the early 80s, whereby the leaders at that time has categorically stated that in order to protect the interests of the indigenous people, in order to safeguard the existence of the indigenous people, ILP should be implemented. There was a huge movement a few years back in our state also. But it is very sad that the central government has not considered the aspiration of the people of Meghalaya. You see, because as we understand that illegal immigration is very high in Northeast, especially in Assam. Usually people from Bangladesh, they enter Assam, obtain documents from those areas which are being governed by the illegal immigrants, and they will come to Meghalaya procuring those Assam ID cards.
Donald.
And they will say that we are Indians. So that's why we need ILP.
Okay. Okay. Now, Aman Wadud, why are people trying to link the Citizenship Amendment Bill and the inner line permit? The point number one. Point number two, second part of the question to you is, Aman, since you are a lawyer, we have heard the NESO chairman saying that we'll move the Supreme Court. Now, do you think there's a strong legal case against the Citizenship Amendment Bill that has been just passed by the Lok Sabha? It will also obviously be passed by the Rajya Sabha and it's going to become a law. Now, there are two parts. One, what is the connection between CAB and ILP? And two, whether this is going to be entertained in the court of law.
Look, not
pass the legal scrutiny.
Not only ILP, if you see the 6th schedule area also, I think this should also be discussed. See, there are 4 districts in Assam which has a large number of Bengali Hindu population, and lots of people have been excluded from the NRC. Bengali Hindu population have been excluded from the NRC. From 6th schedule area, the 4 districts of Kokrajhar, Baksa, Chirang and Udalguri, you will see an exodus of people from those areas. It will not only be a problem for those areas, but also from other part of Assam where the NRC is not, will be implemented.
Right.
CAB will be implemented. Secondly, this bill, Citizenship Amendment Bill, which has been passed in the Lok Sabha, directly violates Article 14 of the Constitution of India and the basic structure of the Constitution of India. This bill will fail the test of constitutionality. I'm sure a lot of people will challenge it, like the NESO chairman have said, and many other people who will approach the Honorable Supreme Court. And I don't think that this bill will pass the test of the constitutionality.
Okay, okay. I'm coming to Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee in exactly 1 minute, but Mr. Tarun Gogoi, the Congress had argued strongly in the Lok Sabha yesterday against the CAB, saying it is unconstitutional. Now, are you going to move the court, particularly the Assam Congress? Is there a likelihood of the Assam Congress moving the court, Mr. Tarun Gogoi? I'm coming to you, Dr. Bhattacharjee, immediately after Mr. Tarun Gogoi. Yes, Mr. Tarun Gogoi.
No. We'll move the court. We made the announcement earlier also. We'll move the court. Not only in the court, we'll fight on the hesitations. We'll go to the People's Court also. One is a legal court, another is a People's Court. Ultimately we'll go to the People's Court is more important than the legal court.
So Congress, Mr. Tarun Gogoi has announced that the Assam Congress will move not just the court, but will also go to the People's Court. Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, does this movement remind you of the days of the Assam agitation? Because, you know, it has been quite an aggressive movement today that we have seen, but we must also admit that the authorities allowed the protesters, authorities gave full scope to the agitators, to the protesters to carry on, express their feelings. But my question is, does it remind you of the days of the Assam agitation? Is the state going to see another Assam agitation-like movement?
See, today is the 10th December. In this day, the first martyr of the Assam movement, Khorgeshwar Talukdar, had sacrificed his life. And during Assam movement, 860 martyrs have sacrificed their life for our future.
Yes.
So, to pay our homage, every year we had organized this 10th December as a Martyrs' Day. You just see, yesterday night after 12, the bill was imposed on the people of Assam. It was passed in the Lok Sabha. You see the resentment among the people. In the day of Martyrs' Day, the BJP-led government had passed this cap in the Lok Sabha. It's an insult to the indigenous people of Assam. It's an insult to the martyrs. So see, you'll have to realize the resentment and agony in the minds of the people of Assam. That must be realized. The BJP-led central government, they deliberately passed this bill on the day of Martyrs' Day, and it's an insult to the indigenous people. It's an insult to the injury of the indigenous people, and it's an insult to the martyrs.
Absolutely.
So today the people came up.
Absolutely.
And they had expressed their protest. But I am assuring you.
Yes.
That our movement will be peaceful, disciplined, democratic movement.
At this point, I would like to actually thank Mr. Samuel Jirwa and Mr. Donald Thaba because they have a very urgent meeting to attend. Thank you very much for being on Notice Live despite your extremely busy schedule. Samuel Jirwa, what is your final words before going? Your final comment, what is the road ahead? Samuel, very quickly.
Well, yeah. I would like to urge once again the government of India not to play with the sentiments of the indigenous peoples of the Northeast. And at the same time, if the government passes this bill in the Rajya Sabha and it becomes an act, then it's only befitting that the people of Assam and the whole of Northeast should rise up and fight against this tyrannical law, this draconian law.
Absolutely.
And it's now or never.
Okay, now or never. Donald, your parting comments, 10 seconds. Donald. Yes, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee.
Like I've said earlier, we have been demanding ILP for quite a very long time. So instead of ILP, they're giving us CAB. So we have been submitting memorandums to the state government and the central government demanding ILP. But it seems that central government is giving ILP only to Manipur. It should give us also, and at the same time,
give ILP to all the states. Thank you, Samuel Jirwa. Thank you, Samuel Jirwa. Thank you, Mr. Donald Thaba. Yes, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee, you were trying to say something.
Yeah. Today, through this protest, it's a strong message to the central government, no to cap. That's number one. And accord is the only solution for the state of Assam. We won't accept any attempt and any move to kill the Assam Accord. That we will not accept. Third, its bill is a communal and unconstitutional. That we won't accept. And it's a threat to the language, culture and identity of the indigenous people of Assam. Assam is not a dumping ground. The central government is giving all concession to all the northeastern states. And Assam will become the dumping ground. How we can accept? The movement will continue.
Exactly.
That's the message.
Exactly.
That's a warning to the Assam government and central government.
Absolutely. I would like to thank you also, Dr. Samujal Bhattacharjee. You are in the middle of drafting a very important resolution or something. I don't know what you are writing. Thank you very much for being on Northeast Tonight. Khuraiza Mathoba in Imphal. Khuraizam, you know, everyone is now saying that if inner line permit is announced for Manipur, why not the entire Northeast? Because even if inner line permit is granted, people who are gained citizenship can move from one place to another, so it's not a big deal. That's what you have said. When there is an infection in one state, the infection can spread. That is what you are saying. Khuraizam.
Exactly, Wasbir. In our last debate last week, I have very categorically stated that entire northeastern region should be exempted from cap, because say say myself, I am also representing the Northeast Forum for Indigenous People.
Yeah.
I am one of the Central Executive Committee member, and
Okay.
I hold the post of Secretary Media. And on the other side, I am also the core committee member of
All
MANPAC,
right.
who is spearheading the CAB movement in Manipur.
Right.
Therefore, we know all the development, what's going on around. And in coming days, we are also having a emergency CEC meeting of NEFIP very soon. And we are, going to come out with certain strategic move to, to make the entire northeastern region, protected from the purview of CAB. Therefore, that will be coming in the future very soon.
All right, that is a very significant announcement by the COCOMI and UCM leader. I'm also joined by Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, professor at Guwahati University, well-known commentator. But before that, Mr. Tarun Gogoi, we have already witnessed agitations. Does it remind you? I was asking this question to Dr. Samujjal Bhattacharya. I didn't quite get a clear-cut reply. Does it remind you of days of the Assam agitation, Mr. Tarun Gogoi?
This time, according to me, this time it may be little more than Assam agitation. The way central government has been dealing with the problem, they are just ignoring it. That ignorance, they don't realize the sentiment of the people of the Northeast, the way they want to impose, this imposition also has definitely affected our sentiment, our prestige, our dignity of the people of Assam, of the whole of the Northeast, the way they want to behave as if we are their slaves. We are here just to carry out their orders.
Okay.
If you don't listen to us, that means you can't impose anything on us.
Okay.
We know how to fight back.
All right.
Earlier also we fought back and we'll go on fighting.
Okay. I'm now joined by well-known commentator, professor at Guwahati University, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, welcome. Today has been a day when the entire Northeast witnessed a shutdown, witnessed a band. What are the options, do you think, before the protesters? Now, it is almost certain that CAB is going to become a law. It's only a matter of time. Do you think, what are the options left? How do you see the road ahead? Very quickly.
Wasbir, before I speak about the options, let me give my opinion on the CAB itself. I was listening to the Home Minister very carefully yesterday, and he was using the terminology that is positive classification. He was telling that within the Article 14, we have the option of positive classification, meaning that you can give exception to the right to equality. But I have also listened to the very eminent advocates, judges and lawyers, and they have pointed out that to be a reasonable classification, to be a positive classification, you have to have a very reasonable argument. As far as CAB is concerned, it doesn't really, indicate or doesn't really has an embodiment of that positive or a reasonable classification. This is the one. Second one is a democratic process. The government, the politicians in Assam has been telling that there will be 504,000 people, refugees which will be benefited by it. But my question is, have they really petitioned? Have they come on the street demanding the citizenship rights? You are giving them as a gift. On the other hand, people of Assam has been protesting against it. Thousands and thousands of people, millions of people are on the street. In other words, you are neglecting, you are ignoring, you are undermining the very democratic spirit. Third one is, it is more than the Assam agitation. If you look at Assam agitation, there were a lot of dissents. The left people, tribal people, many political organizations. Now, if you look at this movement has been very, very inclusive. Now, coming to the option, yes, it is majoritarian authoritarianism. The government has its majority, therefore it is imposing the law on us. but my understanding that people will continue to protest against it. This is not only CAB. It is an accumulated grievances of the people on variety of issues, starting from, selling out its resources, selling out the oil fields, to that of unemployment, to that of Namami Brahmaputra, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
My understanding
Akhil,
is that
I'm running
people
short
will
of time. You have to be very brief.
struggle
You have to be brief. I'm
against
coming back to you. I'll try to come back to you.
government. Yeah.
I'll try to come back to you.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
I'll try to come back to you very quickly. Aman Wadod, your last comments. Do you think legal option is the only way out? Do you think people are talking about numbers? Do you think anyone can prevent anything about it? Can we do anything really?
No, see, I think legal option is the only thing that is way ahead. I mean, this bill might pass in the Rajya Sabha also, and like Mr. Akhil Ranjan Datta said, that this bill will fails the reasonable classification test, and I think before the Supreme Court, this will get stayed. I mean.
Might get stayed.
Yeah.
So there is a legal option. Mr. Debabrata, Congress spokesman, do you think the central government, by declaring that Manipur will come under the aegis of the inner line permit, has taken the wind out of your sails, has actually deflated your argument about the centre's negligence towards the Manipur? Do you think that is going to now not be an issue? You cannot raise your voice much. Is that the position?
Yeah, because this is completely wrong. They only succeeded in extending the ILP inner line permit, which they think the government, state government, BJP government think it can violate the movement against CAPE, Citizen Amendment Bill. But all the people now, they are well educated through media and through their own effort to learn. CAPE is going to affect more. Inner line permits is something else.
Okay.
Because we have been demanding that for the last 20 years.
All right.
And we
all right.
We are happy for that.
I'll have to cut you short
we welcome
there,
it. But
Mr.
this is not
Debabrata.
going to solve CAPE. Because
I'll have to cut it short.
so CAPE is to be dealt differently by the entire Northeast region. We'll do that. We'll not stop that. We'll oppose CAPE.
Okay. Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, your final comments. What should be done? This agitation is going on. The government has also allowed a lot of scope to the agitators to express their point of view. There was not much of resistance anywhere in Assam today.
Yeah, I think the government has also understood the spirit of the movement, the enthusiasm on the part of the people who protested in the camp. Now, they have given a free hand to the protesters, but they are not in a position to say no to the central government. So they are in a helpless position. As far as my understanding is concerned, the unity of the protesters have to be continued, and we have to explore the legal possibility of fighting against this camp. I think this act, if it is challenged in the court, it will go to the highest bench, that is the Constitution bench, and we have to get ready for that.
All right, Mr. A.L. Heck, Mr. Heck, Neso is saying that once citizenship granted, people can move anywhere. So the ILP is not going to help. Mr. Heck.
See, my concern to Meghalaya, to my states, where we have taken the collective decisions among all the alliance partners led by the NPP under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Konrad Sangma, we have opposed from the day one.
Yes.
That is our stand.
Okay, I'm running absolutely short of time, but Mr. Torun Gogoi, you have been saying that this will be much bigger than the Assam agitation this time. But what about the AGP, which is an ally of the government, and AGP was a product of the Assam agitation? What do you think of the AGP, Mr. Torun Gogoi?
No, AGP has been divided. Their leaders are, and according to me, the supporters of the AGPs are not in favor of supporting the bill. Vast majority of the AGP supporters, they are on the streets, only the leaders. Since they are opportunities, they are power hungry, they want to enjoy all the privilege.
Okay, Mr. Torun Gogoi, do you think CAB is going to be the main poll issue? What do you want to tell Mr. Sonowal?
Definitely. In fact, before that also I want let there be a referendum also. Let there be a referendum, only one issue. because otherwise sometimes it's mix up. I want, even today, if the government is so confident, if the Assam or the what you call AGP government or BJP government is so confident, then let there be if there are guts.
All right.
Let there be a referendum. Let only one issue. Otherwise, it will mix up.
Okay,
And we'll
absolutely.
see.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Torun Gogoi. That has been a very engaging discussion on the cab and its impact. This is not the last we have heard. This is just perhaps one of the way to deal with the situation, the protest on the streets. We don't know what the agitators do in the coming days, but we'll wait and keep a close watch on the developments in Citizenship Amendment Bill front. With this, I end this edition of Notice Tonight. Thank my panelists for participating in this discussion. Good night and goodbye.
Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.